is another manhunt that somehow almost no one is talking about. The ongoing search for January 6th convict and Proud Boy member Christopher Worrell. It's been nearly a month since he disappeared ahead of his sentencing. In May, Worrell had been found guilty on 7 counts, including assaulting, resisting, or impeding officers while using a dangerous weapon, obstruction of an official proceeding, disorderly conduct, with a deadly or dangerous weapon, engaging in physical violence in a restricted building with a deadly or dangerous weapon, etc. The Florida Proud Boy faces up to 14 years in prison for his actions. In a written verdict following a 5-day bench trial earlier this year, U.S. District Judge Royce Lamberth, appointed by President Reagan, said, quote, "The evidence demonstrates that Mr. Worrell traveled to Washington, D.C. for the purpose of ensuring the Electoral College certification of President Biden failed. The evidence shows that he then furthered that goal by both joining the mob and then by spraying the officers," referring to a pepper spray gel Worrell used against officers at the Capitol. Worrell was detained pre-trial, but the judge allowed him to be released to home detention in November 2021 after finding that D.C. jails were failing to provide proper treatment for his non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, something he actually spoke about while on house arrest.
Due to my blatant civil rights violations, I am now not just fighting for my rights and the rights of others, I'm fighting for my life. My cancer is accelerated to stage 3 because of my government denied me my rights.
Let's be clear, he had a trial, he was convicted. The judge ordered Worrell to surrender his passport and to be subjected to GPS monitoring, which of course raises some new questions now. Joining me now is the man who has been representing Worrell and who expected to be his attorney at the sentencing he didn't show up for, attorney Bill Shipley. He's also a former federal prosecutor. Bill, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it. You have any idea where he is?
No idea. No information other than the information that was communicated to me on the day that he went missing, and pretrial services, who was monitoring the GPS, sent a local sheriff for a welfare check and discovered that the monitor had been cut off and he was gone.
So they did notice this, right? This wasn't a situation where just after the fact they realized it, they noticed that the monitoring had been cut off?
No, I think they noticed relatively quickly after it was cut that the cell signal, whatever method, the monitor sends information. And then my understanding is they dispatched the probation officer asked a local law enforcement to do a welfare check, and it was discovered he was not at the house.
As far as you know, are they out there actively looking for him?
No idea.
When's the last time you talked to him?
I think we exchanged emails about a week before he disappeared because I received the sentencing statement of the government for his sentencing, where the government was going to ask for a 12-year sentence. And I think there's some context there that's important. The photographs that you've shown here of Chris pepper spray or spraying the pepper gel, that lasted about 3 seconds. And that's the only thing he did all day. He did not go up the stairs to the building. He didn't go inside the building. He engaged in no hand-to-hand physical confrontation with any police officers at any point. What you see is the only thing he actually did, and the government wanted a 12-year sentence.
But he was convicted on a whole host of crimes, right, by a jury?
Well, yeah, but it's the same basic crimes that a lot of January 6th defendants are getting convicted of, and I don't think there was any chance that Judge Lamberth was going to give him 12 years. Mm-hmm. But, it wasn't Judge Lamberth that I think Chris was concerned about, because he's been treated fairly and he has high regard for Judge Lamberth. And as you noted, not only did Judge Lamberth let him out of jail when his cancer went untreated for 5 months, when DOC knew about it, Judge Lamberth cited the warden for contempt of court and ordered that he be released so he could be cared for by his own doctors because he'd gone 5 months without treatment. So it wasn't Judge Lamberth, I think, at sentencing that he feared. He feared how he would be handled with his medical condition by BOP.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.